I'd like to show you now how these 8 solutions, along with core services, can come together to power these consistent and continuous experiences that we've been talking about. So please join me in welcoming Tim Lott to the stage to get us started. Tim.
Thank you, Brad. I am really excited to be with all of you today to talk about some amazing new things in the Marketing Cloud. It's great to be here, and I'm going to talk about a few very important things. First of all, we're going to bring enterprise customer data and marketing data together for real customer intelligence. Then we're going to use predictive analysis to find insights faster than ever before. And then we're going to share audiences across the Marketing Cloud to make those insights immediately actionable. So, show of hands, who here is staying in a hotel tonight? That is so convenient, because my demo happens to be based on a hotel experience. I want to thank Starwood Hotels, by the way, for allowing us to use their brand for this demo. So let's start with customer intelligence. Hotels actually do a pretty good job of in-hotel experience based on a wealth of customer context, so that when you get to your hotel room tonight, you can enjoy things like the perfect bed, your favorite number of pillows, the best view from your preferred floor, early check-in, late checkout, free Wi-Fi offers at the hotel that you care about. This all makes for a great in-hotel experience, but the real challenge is taking that same customer context and providing the same experience in a digital way based on that customer context. So that has not been easy to do. Historically, it's been a real challenge. That changes today, and I want to show you how with the Marketing Cloud. There's a brand new core services capability in profiles and audiences, and it's called Customer Attributes. Now, Customer Attributes allows me to bring in enterprise customer data from virtually any external source. And when I say any external source, that could be something like Microsoft Dynamics, Salesforce, SAP, homegrown solutions, basically anywhere. And as far as the attributes you can bring in, let it be customer preference details, loyalty information, purchase history, demographic information. These are just a few examples. But ultimately, this allows you to give a digital experience that your customers expect. It makes you more relevant with optimization and personalization. It makes you more efficient with your ad spend. It just makes you smarter with your campaigns. And another great thing is this enterprise customer data filters into all of the analysis that you'll perform. Which brings me to my next point, predictive analysis. We all grapple with this simple formula, and that formula goes something like this. Big data plus manual analysis equals lost opportunity. Adobe is leading out with predictive analysis capabilities that make it possible for that formula to change to something like this. Big data plus Adobe Analytics equals big opportunity. And I want to show you how that formula works with the Starwood Hotels example. I happen to know that Starwood is seeing a booking spike at a luxury property in Scottsdale, Arizona called the Phoenician. And I don't need to manually hunt down any anomalies that may or may not be associated with that booking spike. Luckily, anomaly detection in Adobe Analytics is doing a great job of finding anomalies for me. Squares never look so good. Historically, you can see a number of those anomalies here. What I want to focus on is in the top right, an anomaly from yesterday for feature bookings. So a little bit about feature bookings. Normally, people book a reservation through the home page. Feature bookings represents a reservation that happens through a non-traditional channel. Basically, people are booking through a specific hotel feature page. This is good information. It's great to know, but I struggle to figure out how I can take action at this point. And that's where I'm going to actually just blow your minds a little bit. So there's a new capability in Adobe Analytics called contribution analysis. Contribution analysis uses advanced machine learning to pore over tens of millions of rows of data, and it returns the most statistically relevant contributors to my anomaly in just a matter of seconds. This is work that has historically taken teams of analysts as much as 3 weeks to do, and no lie, you just saw me do it in 1 click. This allows us to have a contribution summary that tells a story. And as I look at row 1, I see that the golf page is where those bookings are coming from. Row 2, I see a remote golf cart video. This video is actually on the Phoenician's golf page. You can see it here. That golf cart is awesome. I'm guessing that video went viral. Looking at rows 3, 4, and 5, I see some Starwood preferred guest attributes here that are contributing. This is awesome. This is something I never would have known if I hadn't just brought in those enterprise customer data attributes. So just to put in perspective what you've seen so far, with just a handful of clicks, I've shown you something that you will not see anywhere else. The predictive analysis capabilities of anomaly detection and contribution analysis make it possible for all of you to be data scientists. And frankly, I think that we should be high-fiving and belly-bucking right now, because this is so awesome, but I saw you almost jumping out of your chair. Don't do it yet. We still need to take action on this. And action is a whole new ball game. And to be honest with you, Adobe is better suited than anyone else in the industry to take this action. Contribution analysis actually gets the ball rolling for me. Contribution analysis recommends the most statistically relevant combinations of data, and ultimately it creates the segments for me. So looking at segment 1, I see some of the golf behavioral detail that we just identified. I see some of my Starwood preferred guest attributes. I really want this segment. But I want to add one more thing to this segment, and that is I want to specify that it is people who booked a reservation. And the reason I'm doing this is because this segment is something Campaign will love. This golf cart guests segment represents my authenticated customers who booked a reservation, and we can now go create a great experience for these customers and also include upsell opportunity using Adobe Campaign. So how do I take action? If you'll all just follow me to the bottom of this screen, there's this small yet super powerful checkbox. It says, make this Marketing Cloud audience. I'm going to check that. I'm going to click Save. And shazam! This segment is now an audience available to the Marketing Cloud. So we've covered, in just the last few minutes, some pretty incredible things. We set Starwood up for real customer intelligence. We used predictive analysis to find additional revenue opportunities faster than ever before. And then we made audiences immediately available to the Marketing Cloud so that we can capture that opportunity. Now we're at the point where it makes sense to bring those audiences to life across the Marketing Cloud. So please join me in welcoming my esteemed colleague and very good friend, Mathieu Hannouz, to the stage. All right, so here's where we're at. We have 2 audiences that we're going to work with. One I just showed you, that's the authenticated customers that will be used in Adobe Campaign. The second is an audience I actually created earlier today. It's called Golf Cart Guests. That is an anonymous visitor audience for people who saw the golf page, they saw the golf cart video, but they did not book a reservation. This is the perfect audience to go out and advertise to, and advertise to others like them, to bring them back to the site to book a reservation at the Phoenician. So Mathieu, it's all yours.
Thanks, Tim. I'll take it from here. Cross-channel marketing is the practice of creating, executing, and measuring personalized and relevant customer experiences across different channels. Few minutes ago, and through data-driven marketing, Tim has identified 2 audiences that our marketing and customer experience team would want to leverage at some point. First, an audience of anonymous, prospective customers who went on the website but didn't book a travel. Second audience is returning and authenticated customers who have shared their information with us through their booking and their loyalty information. What I'm going to show you right now is new capabilities of how the Adobe Marketing Cloud is uniquely positioned to help us recapture the attention of these audiences. So we're going to start with the first audience, the prospective customers. Using Adobe Media Optimizer and Audience Manager, I will be able not only to recapture the attention of those visitors on the website, but who actually didn't make a reservation, but also to scale this audience and add more people who share the same interests. Tim's audiences are now available to the Marketing Cloud, so I can go ahead and create an ad strategy directly in Media Optimizer. To that, I'm going to name it Phoenician Golf Retargeting Campaign. So I know for a fact that this audience is highly engaged and very interested in golf. So I think it makes sense to spend a little bit more time and money to engage with those leads. And to that, I'm going to increase the base bid a little bit more to, let's say, $2. But most importantly, I will have to determine the right audience that I'm bidding on. Here in this area, I will have access to all the Adobe Marketing Cloud audiences that have been shared here with me in Media Optimizer. So what I can do is select the golf cart prospect that Tim has created. As you can see, this audience is fairly small, with only 42,000 people, but I can use the power of Audience Manager to scale this audience. Audience Manager and through lookalike modeling is going to analyze the information of those visitors to the Phoenician Hotel golf page and look for people who look just like them. What it means is I'm going to use modeling to look for people who have identified themselves into interesting in golf and make sure that I can use them here in this audience. In this example, I can add almost 400,000 more people to this audience. What it means for Starwood and for all of you here is that you can scale out your audience to a much bigger one. Now, in terms of content, I can go ahead here and add the different content directly from the Adobe Marketing Cloud shared assets. As I'm short on time, I'm just going to select all these 5 and make sure that Media Optimizer can rotate them at random. And all I have to do right now is just save. Well, the campaign is already live, so the ad strategy will start delivering those ads to the right audience in real time. Media Optimizer will also optimize the performances and adjust bids going forward. But here's the best part. I was able to leverage an audience, create in analytics and share within the Adobe Marketing Cloud, scale this audience using lookalike modeling, using Audience Manager, and quickly create and execute an ad strategy using Media Optimizer, to which the performances have been adjusted in real time. All in a matter of minutes. Only the Adobe Marketing Cloud can do this today. Now, what about the other audience that Tim has created? Those customers, returning customers that we have a relationship with. Well, now is the time to turn this insight into action and engage with them at the individual level using Adobe Campaign. Now integrated within the Adobe Marketing Cloud, Adobe Campaign helps marketers to engage with their customers at the individual level. As I'm here in Campaign, I can explore my different programs and campaigns. And there's so many different ways to create programs. In this example for Starwood, I can have them by benefit program or by brands. In fact, I do have my Phoenician campaign running into the luxury collection program. I open my campaign, Phoenician campaign, and this is a view of all the different assets that are critical for me as a marketer to run this campaign. Well, some of these assets have been created here in Campaign, such as email messages, but other assets can be created in other solutions and shared here with me in Campaign. The perfect example would be the golf course landing page that has been created and authored in Experience Manager. But remember the story. I really want to make sure that I can re-engage with those visitors and those authenticated customers. And to that, we have created a retargeting workflow. So a workflow is a visual representation of how, as a marketer, I can create sequence of events using different channels. And the business objective here is to put them back into the buying funnel. However, for this retargeting campaign to be perfectly on point, I would need two major components: the right audience and the right assets. So let's start with the audience. Well, of course, I can select an audience creating campaign, but the value proposition of the Adobe Marketing Cloud is probably to use the same audience that Tim has created. For the very first time in Adobe Campaign, I can now access the different audiences that have been created elsewhere and share within the Adobe Marketing Cloud. What that means for Starwood and for all of you is that now you can run more effective and targeted campaigns like never before. Now let's focus on the content to send. Here, this is an example of a classic email remarketing strategy, to which I can personalize every aspect of it. Here, remember, we're dealing with golf lovers. So what I can do is select this page here and select this image and choose another image directly from the Adobe Marketing Cloud shared assets. This is a wonderful opportunity for me as a marketer to not upload a picture from my computer directly to this environment, but to create an asset once and use it across the different solutions of the Adobe Marketing Cloud. Now, as you can imagine, we can continue this engagement process with additional touch points. Even though Adobe Campaign is at the heart of cross-channel marketing, well, the perfect customer journey goes beyond the boundaries of this solution. What if we still have customers who won't convert? Wouldn't it be great for a campaign to inform the other solution that some of these customers opened my emails, clicked on links, but didn't make any reservation? Well, we have good news. That changes today. As we're closing the loop on audience creation and sharing across the Adobe Marketing Cloud, now it is possible for campaign to create an audience and share it with the rest of the Adobe Marketing Cloud. Just like in analytics, I can create an audience, let's say golf retargeting, and of those customers who have received my communication but failed to convert, and make sure that I can share this audience with the rest of these solutions of the Adobe Marketing Cloud. What that means for Starwood and for all of you is now you can take advantage of this newly created audience to optimize your on-site and off-site remarketing strategies using Adobe Target, but also Adobe Media Optimizer. No one in our industry can do this today. Now, Adobe Campaign can run and execute and automate as many customer experiences as you want. For Starwood, actually, they do have an automated journey to engage with their guests before, during, and after every stay. And one of the critical channels that they're using for that is mobile. So as they arrive to their hotel, guests are welcomed with an iBeacon message notification directly to their phone. This is a great opportunity for Starwood to use mobile to promote timely offers across the duration of their stay, but also a great way for guests to use their mobile to do their check-in, but also to open the door to their room. With a unified user interface across solutions, first and third-party ad display, campaign planning, assets, and audience creation across the Adobe Marketing Cloud, cross-channel marketing has never been so complete. With all these solutions coming full circle, you're now fully equipped to run personalized, relevant, and real-time customer experiences, as this is what the Adobe Marketing Cloud is all about. Thank you, and help me in welcoming Brad back to the stage.
What did you think? You like that? Give Tim and Mathieu another round of applause. Thank you. It's an incredible journey that they just took us on. And that's really what we mean when we talk about comprehensive, integrated, and actionable. And there's going to be much more that you'll see over the next few days at Summit. But next, I'd like to bring up the individual who sits in your shoes for Starwood, the person who's responsible for doing exactly what we just showed in real life. This is Chris Norton. Chris Norton is the Vice President of CRM and Channel Intelligence for Starwood Hotels and Resorts. He's bringing data-driven marketing to every experience at Starwood. So please join me in giving him a warm welcome to the stage. Chris. So Chris and I have chatted a few times before, and something that I thought that people should know about Chris is in his resume, he lists one of his skills as, or one of his accomplishments of being a semi-pro dart player. So I have a question. Seriously, semi-pro, you couldn't crack it all the way to pro? And what does that mean, actually?
Well, it means I got my beer for free for the most part. But mostly it was a way to monetize my time in bars.
Okay, I see that you're a very analytical person, so that was well played. But we'll have to play some darts while we're here. I've never played darts, but I've got pretty good aim. I do have a customer support question for you. So I'm a loyal Starwood stayer. I have got the Amex Starwood card. I stay in Starwood all the time, and I can't get above gold. Does platinum actually even exist, or is it something that you just put out there for me to chase?
It exists. You just have to stay a little bit more with us.
Chris. I stay as much as okay, so I just have to stay more. You can't hook me up here on stage.
We can talk about a discount for AEM. Maybe I could hook you up.
Chris, that's not possible. All right, anyway. Chris, tell us, what do you think about what you just saw there in the demo?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see it coming to life. I think it was a little harder doing it the first time on our own than it was up there, but we're really realizing the benefit of integration, and that's the real power of the Adobe Marketing Cloud and really the capabilities that creates. And what's really evolved, in my view, is you can't create those types of experiences by picking off point solutions from different providers anymore. And the way I look at the market right now, it's almost a make or break decision for companies not to be investing in a single marketing cloud like Adobe's. If you want to innovate quickly, if you want to develop those personalized experiences with your customers, our guests, you have to get into one of these clouds. So for us, it's all about the integration.
And we talked about, as that's the way that we certainly have been approaching the development. But for those of you who haven't stayed at a Starwood property, I think that you guys are doing some really, really crazy cool stuff in mobile. Mobile check-in, digital key. So, how are you approaching, the digital experiences as part of your job, and how are you guys measuring the impact of it?
Digital innovation is really in our blood, and it's something that is invading almost everything that we're doing right now. And we have a very deliberate way that we go about ideation and innovation. And we create these very small but highly cross-matrix teams that pulls resources not just from the traditional teams like digital and IT and analytics, but we bring in training, we bring in IT or HR, and we bring in the legal department at the ideation phase, at the strategy phase, for two real reasons. One, it not only helps us manage the pitfalls that you inevitably fall into when your chief privacy officer kills your project because of something you didn't think about. But also we find that they bring a unique perspective to strategy development that really allows us to innovate very quickly. So it's important to have that sort of that cross-matrix set of people, and we keep it small, and we keep it concentrated, and we deliberately roll those on projects. And the outcome are things like keyless, which was mentioned earlier. So this is the ability for you to use your mobile phone to open your room, the lock on your room. And awesome. And we just announced an Uber partnership. And you were talking a little earlier about this whole continuous experience. So coupled with the Delta partnership we created last year with Uber and now Starwood, we're able to create these 360-degree travel experiences where we can help manage the experience from flight to car to hotel. There's a ton of data that comes from that we can use. Adobe plays an important part in that. And it also is a great acquisition tool for us as well with those partnerships. So, I think you've talked a lot about the Internet of Things as well, and that really fascinates us. And the other side of what we're doing right now is really embedding the hotel experience, digitizing the hotel room. And there's a really cool pilot that's at the Phoenician, which is right here on the screen. We're putting in-room tablets in the room that are fully addressable and targetable to the guest. Using deep analytics and all the information we know about those guests, we can.
This is like loyalty information you'll have, and so you'll use that to customize what they're seeing, like
loyalty, modeled, past preferences, everything that we know about that guest, we can use to drive marketing into the room. And we're not stopping just in offer-based marketing. We're going to be expanding that to allow full control of the room, whether it's in-room dining ordering, whether it's controlling the lighting, whether it's controlling the temperature in your room. We're going to allow you to actually control your whole surroundings. One other thing I'll mention is this whole notion of iBeacons, and we've been building iBeacons into our hotels now for a little while. And we have an application called Starguest, which is what our associates use, and we've mobilized that recently. And with the use of iBeacons in the SBG app, assuming a guest opts in, so it's not scary, as you approach the front desk or the concierge or any hotel with that Starguest app, you're instantly recognized. The associate has the profile of that person. They can greet them by name. They can action a preference. They can take a request and have it immediately sent off. So, these are great examples of how we're thinking about digitizing the experience there, and the feedback's been amazing from our guests. You asked about measuring, and that's a real religion for us, and something that is a passion point for me. My job crosses between marketing, analytics, and product development. So having all of those, we see projects, tech projects, marketing projects, we see them all, and making sure we're taking that analytical lens, not only in strategy development as we look forward, but we try not to hold too many sacred cows, so we look backwards. Can we tweak things that aren't working? And we're willing to dump projects that don't work. So we truly try to embed that in all our decision making.
And do you find, with analytics, do you find that there's debate about the analytics? Do you spend more time debating the analytics or actually using the analytics?
There's debate. There was more in the past, but we've been right most of the time, so that tends to quiet arguments. So we can draw on that experience.
It's kind of helpful to be awesome sometimes.
That's right.
So tell me about StarLab. You guys have a new innovation center that you're rolling out.
Right. So we recently announced that. So it goes back to what I was talking earlier about with these matrix team concepts. So we're trying to extend that now into the physical office space as well. So we've brought together this office in New York City that brings together a whole host of teams, like the ones I mentioned, digital, IT, analytics, but also design teams. It's a design-led office, our luxury brand teams. And really it allows us to innovate at a very, very fast pace. It's meant to break down silos and create this collaborative effort. And it's not just your typical, let's get rid of cube walls and put glass, doors on offices, but really fosters this team concept. So this is the place that's outputting some of these projects we're talking about. It's the projects like SBG Keyless, that in-room tablet. And a great example was just yesterday, we were featured on the stage on the Apple Watch announcement. So the StarLab was the place where we developed out of the gate an Apple Watch app, and as soon as you have your first Apple Watch, you'll be able to open your room with that watch itself without ever having to check in or use a key. So a lot of innovation like this. Another good example is for those Adobe people here that are managing this big event, that's a big part of our business, obviously. We just launched a Pro Meetings app, which allows meeting planners to be able to control their surroundings, similar to how we talked about in the room. If the temperature's too cold in here, there's not enough chairs in the back, we've given them an app that allows them some control, but also integrates directly with the hotel staff to be able to status those things. They can see how they're being serviced. And all of these, the Pro Meetings app is something that came together in about 2 months. The Apple Watch was done in under 2 months, so it's a very rapid process. And Adobe has played, and the Marketing Cloud has played a very, very important role in all of those things, and in these common fascinations with the Internet of Things and marketing, moving beyond marketing. We haven't even talked about how we're transforming all of our marketing to be data-driven, because these other projects are really impacting our guests in more meaningful ways, and a lot of it's made possible with the Adobe Marketing Cloud.
Well, Chris, thank you for the partnership. Thank you for joining us today and sharing the fantastic Starwood story. Congratulations on all your success. Join me in thanking Chris for his time.
All right. Thank you.